Good morning, happy Tuesday, it's Tom. We've got a fun week ahead of us. We will be in Region 2 tomorrow for our road show there. Mostly going to be up in the North Hall area, meeting of course with our employees, our local leadership, and I think really importantly our stakeholders, so the judges, the providers, our foster parents, birth parents as well. This is of course an opportunity for us to get out there and find out what is going on the front lines, figure out what we can do to work within each community, because we know that different communities have different needs. And I'm really excited about this week. Of course we'll have former Governor Deal and former First Lady Sandra Deal with us for part of that time. We'll be really focusing a little bit on the issues surrounding recovery, and of course parents who've been who have drug issues, and how we can help them work through that and either keep their children in their custody or regain custody of their children as quickly as possible. Of course Hall County, and that area is one of the areas where we have a really good, strong family treatment court program and drug court programs. So I'm looking forward to sitting down with those folks and seeing how we can work more closely with our family treatment courts around the state as well. So looking forward to that. I guess next week I'll be on the road a little bit, so I'll be sending you a Tuesday talk from Anaheim, California, where we'll be at the National Association of Counsel for Children. Chris Hempling, our General Counsel, and I will be out there really learning how we can do a number of things, but especially how we can use some of our federal funds to promote additional attorneys and additional support for children and families. We know that in the court system, the juvenile court system, when everyone in the system is represented, when everyone is around the table with an attorney, the parent, the child, we have a guardian ad litem for the child, we have our SAGs, our agency attorneys, and our staff and the judge, then we can make a much better decision for children who are either in foster care or who are under court supervision with a protective order. So I guess we of course have the employee selection protocol. Just want to remind you of that again. Please go, if you're involved in hiring, recruitment, retention in any way, please make sure you go on and complete the employee selection protocol training on IOTIS September 16th. Speaking of sort of the whole issue of employees, so I focused a lot the last I don't know, almost a year now, on really our hiring folks. And I think I mentioned to you that we've, I think, done a really good job, especially in the last few months. We've added a net 150 folks or so to our child welfare staff, but our turnover is still way too high. It's about 34-35%. So, and I think on the OFI side, for example, we've actually hired 135 new workers in the last 3 months, but we've lost a good number of workers, I think, who perhaps they've been able to get a different job in this booming economy. Perhaps maybe they didn't feel that this was the right work for them. So it's important that we not only select the right employees, but then when we get employees in our agency, whether it's an OFI or child welfare, we've got to do everything we can, folks, to make them feel comfortable, to let them understand, whether they're in child welfare or OFI, that there is a learning curve here, that if they make mistakes, we're going to work through those mistakes. We're going to, yes, do we focus on high accuracy in child welfare, in food stamps and timeliness? Yes. Do we focus on getting that decision right on the child welfare side? Yes. But when we have a newer workforce, we have got to do everything we can, especially those of us who are in management and leadership positions, to make sure that we are supporting those new workers, helping them understand how great this work can be, and even when they make mistakes, understand that that's part of the process and we need to work with them through those mistakes. I wrote a little piece for the Chronicle of Social Change this past week, especially kind of focused on child welfare, but I think it probably applies to really all of our work at DFACS. And talk about the need for us as leaders to focus on understanding that mistakes happen, focus on using our system to improve day by day, gradually by gradually, step by step, and even when people make mistakes, to say, look, what can we do to help you do better next time, and not do what I think unfortunately sometimes happens, which is that people overreact and they say, you know, we're just going to go in a different direction, we're going to get rid of this employee and start again. That creates a workforce and an agency that is just not stable and not sustainable. So Ramirez is going to post a link to that. If you haven't seen it, I would encourage you to read it, and I certainly invite your feedback on it. So as I said, next week I'll be on the road, but I'll be sending you in a Tom's Tuesday Talk from California. I will not be at Disneyland. I just want to make that very clear. We'll be at the NACC conference. Hope you learn a lot out there, and I hope y'all have a good week. Thanks.